Well, hello YouTube Rockhounds. Mike here, welcome back to my channel. And today we're out in Wyoming. We're going to do some rockhounding in southeastern Wyoming. And I'm going to drive back here on this slightly muddy and sketchy road into the hills over here. And we're going to do some rockhounding. And I came out here late yesterday afternoon, very late, getting close to sunset, and scouted out this area. And I found some absolutely amazing stuff in a very short period of time with the light fading. And I can't wait to get back out here and check it out with, a full day of good light to look around and see what we can find. So once I get to where I'm going, I will show you what I found yesterday and why I'm so eager to come back. And then we'll get out here and we'll get to hunting. We're going rockhounding, kids, and there's some good stuff to be found out here too, let me tell you. So let me get up this road a bit and through a gate or two, and we'll get out into the hills and do some hiking and some rockhounding. So you might be wondering why I'm so hot to trot to get back to the spot I found yesterday. Well, this is what I found. In less than a half an hour of hunting, in very bad light, right at sunset, the shadows were long, the lighting was awful, it was getting dark, and look what I found. Well, first off, there's this like 4-pound agate. Let me wet it all down so you can see what it looks like wet. Get out of the sun here. Look at that color on that. Holy cow. Yeah. Some banded iron formation down here. Some really nice Jasper, multicolored Jasper that I think will tumble nicely. But the pièce de résistance. So this huge log of petrified wood up here. This is beautiful, beautiful petrified wood. Look at that. That's 8-9 pounds of petrified wood right there. Holy cow. So yeah, this is what I found in a very quick scan of one hillside. So we're going to go back out there and see if we can find any more of this good stuff in good light today, and spend some decent time out there. Like I said, this was probably less than a half hour of hunting. I found all this stuff, and we'll check some other sites along the way, because this site is pretty far back in off the road. And I passed some other sites along the way, and I want to take a quick look at them before going all the way back to the back, just in case I find something even better than this spot. So here's a hillside just covered with rocks, just begging to be looked at. Now, I did not look at this coming in yesterday. So on the way to the good spot I found yesterday, I'm going to check out this site and just see if there's anything good here. I saw it from a distance, but I thought, let me go in further and see what's there. So I'm going to take a look around here while I'm here and work my way back to the good spot I found yesterday. But who knows? Maybe I'll find an even better spot out here. So let's have a look around and see what there is to see here. Well, I've been hunting out here for a few minutes, and I have to say, so far, I haven't seen too much of terrible interest. Down here, though, what do we got here? This looks like maybe prairie agate. It's got some alternating bands, red, gray, red, gray, red, gray. Maybe prairie agate. Throw that in the bucket. Although, like I said, there's not too much out here that looks terribly interesting compared to the site I was at yesterday. I'm going to look around on this hill a little more. It goes way over there, just to make sure I'm not missing anything good. I'll work my way around and then back up this way, and if I don't find anything good, we'll get back in the truck and we'll head back in the general direction of where I was yesterday. Maybe stop at a few more places along the way that I didn't check out. So, what in the world do we have here? I don't know. Let me clean it off with my water bottle here. This is, get the mud off the bottom of it. Look at it good here. What in the wide world of sports do we have here? At first I thought maybe banded iron, but I don't think so. I think this is some sort of swirled multicolored Jasper. And look at that. Look at the colors in it. It's got brown, green, orange, blue. Just crazy colors. Huh. I hope they're showing up on the video. Okay. This might be, this is a keeper. This is a keeper. I've just never seen anything like it before, so it's definitely going in the bucket. That's a keeper. That's a cool rock. I suppose I could either put it in my biggest tumbler drum and tumble it, or I could cut it up into smaller pieces. Might be really interesting on the inside, and then tumble the smaller pieces. So, anyway, there's things I can do with that rock, so, and it's cool, so it's a keeper. What's this? Right here. Would this be? Maybe? I don't know. First I was thinking maybe that was an agate. Now I'm not so sure. I think we'll leave that one since I don't really think it is an agate. Okay. I keep looking. Since I'm finding some good rocks now, I guess this hillside does bear spending some extra time on. I got all day, so we'll hunt this hillside a little better before moving on. So just a couple feet away, another piece of Jasper here. Red, green. Got some interesting banding in it. That looks like that would tumble up and make a beautiful rock. So that's going in the bucket. All right, yeah, so I'm definitely getting into some better stuff than where I started on this hill. This is, just in this general area right here, there's some good interesting stuff. I'm going to keep looking. I do hope those druzy quartz crystals glittering in the sun are showing up. Yeah, I saw this from quite a ways away. Picked it up. I mean, other than the glittery quartz crystals, there's not too much of interest to this rock. But right above it on the hill up here, here's a rock that's got some more glittery crystals in it. Those are big glittery crystals, if I can talk. Like maybe mica. Then there's a rock over here. What in the world have we got here? And we're talking just a 2-foot area here. We've got all this stuff. What in the world? I am not certain what we have here. That is a very interesting looking rock though. This almost looks like another piece of it over here. Huh. I don't know. Well, I'll throw it in the bucket. If the bucket gets too heavy and I find better stuff, this can get chucked, okay? So, throw it in the bucket for now. And then right over here, what is this? I don't know. Very weird looking. It doesn't look like something I can polish or tumble. Very weird looking. That doesn't look too interesting. So, okay, so this area of the hill over here, we're getting into some good, interesting looking stuff. So, I'll keep hunting. See what else I can find. So, I found this piece of purple and tan Jasper down here. It's a fair-sized piece, but it's got a lot of fissures and pits in it, so I don't think there's a lot I can do with it. So I'm going to put it back. But I've come quite a ways from that one, like, 5-foot circle where I collected all these rocks over there. And this is the first interesting rock I've seen. So it's like all the interesting rocks were congregating together in one area over there. I've seen this happen so many times when I'm rock hunting. All the rocks are in one spot, all the good rocks. It's weird. Anyway, I'm going to look a little further along this hill before I give up. But, yeah, maybe I can find another spot where the interesting rocks are hanging out. So I don't know what this is either. What do we got here? Some of the mud off of it. It's got some seriously vivid colors to it. It's got crystals in it. It's interesting, but I don't think I can tumble it or do anything. I think those crystals would pop out and leave holes behind. Interesting, though. Very interesting. I saw the vivid color under the mud. Some vivid, very vivid red color. All right, still working my way along this hill. All right, we're getting into an area with a whole lot more rocks, and the rocks are a lot bigger. And look what's down here. That is petrified wood. Yeah, that's petrified wood. I got a much nicer piece yesterday, so I think I'm going to leave that. But it's an indication that there might be some good stuff out here if I look around some more. So, yeah, I'm going to give this area, the hillside, some good attention and see if I can find any more petrified wood or anything else really interesting. Well, in spite of seeing that promising piece of petrified wood up there, I am not finding a lot of interest on this hill. So I think I'm going to go over there, collect my bucket, and hike back over to the truck and turn in the general direction of where I really want to go. And I'll only stop again if I see something really promising along the way. I'm burning too much daylight out here on this hill and not getting enough to justify it compared to what I saw yesterday. So just as I'm picking up my bucket and turning to leave, look what I find. I think we got Jasper here again. It's got a whole lot of bands in it. Swirly bands, different colors. Interesting. I don't know if this would tumble or not, but I think I'll give it a try in my biggest tumbler, because this would be really pretty if it does tumble with all those different bands of color there. But a lot of pretty bands of color there. But in the bucket, and we head to the truck. All right, we're going to take another little diversion on the way to the good spot that I was at yesterday, because let me show you something. See all that glistening over there on that hill? That's going to be shiny rocks reflecting the sunlight back at me. It's going to be a bit of a hike getting over there, but it might be worth it. So let me empty out my bucket, refill my water sprayer, and we'll head over there and see what's glistening in the sun. Okay, pardon my heavy breathing. It's been quite a walk and climb from where I parked way over there. We're not allowed to get off the roads and make our own roads, so we have to stay on the roads in this area. But I wouldn't have been able to get across the creek between here and there anyway, so I'd have had to hike at least this far. So yeah, this hillside has a whole lot of rounded rocks glistening with dew in the morning sun. Very shiny, very smooth, river tumbled obviously. Okay, this is a lot like the hill I was looking at yesterday and found all that good stuff, so let me look around on it, see if there's any good stuff here. Or if I've just been baited over here by all the shiny rocks. We'll see. Well, here's an interesting chunk of rock. At first I thought it was more petrified wood, but after I've cleaned the mud off of it, I don't think it is. I think it's just more of the purple and tan jasper that's very prominent out here. Lots of bands in it. I'm tempted to take that, but it's a long walk back to the truck, and that's a heavy rock. I'm hoping to fill my bucket up with better rocks, so let me keep looking and see what we can find. So what have we hiding in the grass down here? Could this be green jasper? It was big, whatever it is. I couldn't pull it out with my hands, so get it up here and wash some of the gunge off of it. Take a look at it in the light. Yeah, that's an interesting rock. I would say this is more jasper. Let's see here what we got. Yeah, it's mostly green with some pink, some tan, some almost bluish areas over there. Huh. It's interesting. It's got fissures in it. I don't know. I don't know if there's anything I can do with this. I'll throw it in the bucket for now, because it's not as heavy as that last one. And like I always say, if I find something better, I can always throw it away, lighten the bucket. Let me keep looking. Well, here's a little tiny piece of banded iron. I think I'm going to leave this one here, but it's a good sign. There is some banded iron out here. Here's a big piece of brown and orange Jasper. Oh, yeah, it is a big piece. It doesn't look like it's in very good condition, so I think I'll leave that one. But, yeah, getting into some interesting rocks over here. So let me keep looking on this hill for a while. It's still morning. Got plenty of time to get out to the site where I was yesterday, if I get bored out here. So look what I just found hiding in the grass down here. That is some interesting looking Jasper. It's got some amazing color bands in it. Some yellow, some red, some tan. You know what? This is banded iron. This is banded iron. I can see the iron oxide layers in it. Okay, so this is banded iron with Jasper. Okay, that's what this is. But I'm thinking this is going to tumble up really, really pretty. Really, really pretty. So that's going in the bucket for sure. All right, so we're finding some good stuff out here. This hill seems to have a lot of Jasper on it, and now some banded iron. So good. That's the secret to finding a lot of good rocks. You got to get out and hunt. And you got to do it regularly, and you got to keep it up, even if you're discouraged and you're not finding anything. Just keep it up. Sooner or later, you'll find a good spot or two and start finding stuff. I don't think that's good enough to keep. There's a little more green and yellow Jasper there. Okay, so let me keep hunting this hill. What is this? It's just like a boulder of quartz or quartzite, I guess, but from a distance it almost looked like a giant agate. All right, don't get your hopes up too high, Michael. Keep hunting. Well, I'm up on top of the hill now, and well, the interesting rocks have petered out. All these hills seem to be capped with either limestone or dolomite, not sure which. And beneath that is the layer of river cobble conglomerate where all of the interesting rocks are eroding out. So it's like the sides of the hills are where the good stuff is. And up on top, well, there's really not much of interest. It's just on the sides where that conglomerate is eroding out below this, I'd say dolomite layer. So, okay, let me look around a little bit more and see what I can find a little lower down on the side of the hill. So look at this. I was coming down to get my bucket to move to the other side of the hill, and laying right beside my bucket, all covered with mud, was this right here. This is a big chunk of jaspery looking stuff, but I'm wondering if it's a nodule. It has agate inside it. I might have to take this home and cut it. I see bands of red and white and tan in there. I don't know. It might just be jasper, but it might be interesting to look inside, cut it up, tumble the pieces. If nothing else, they should come out pretty. So I'll throw that in the bucket. Okay, let me move over to the other side of the hill. While these rocks are still cold enough to be covered with dew, and that makes them really stand out when they're wet. But as it warms up, the dew will dry up and they'll be a lot duller looking. So make hay before the sun dries up the dew. So what have we got hiding in the shadows and in the grass down here? You know what this is? That's a piece of petrified wood. And look at the colors in it. Holy cow. Yeah, look at the colors. We got some reds, some browns, some yellows, black, gray, tan. Wow. That is definitely a keeper. That is a nice piece of petrified wood right there. That's going in the bucket for sure. All right. Keep looking. Well, I'm definitely finding good stuff on the side of this hill. But I think it's time to head over towards where I was yesterday and see if I can find any more good stuff there in this better light. I think without further diversion, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to head over there, and then I talk about further diversions. My bucket's not too full. I think I'll pick up this big chunk of purple and tan jasper. I set it up on another rock so I could find it again. I go pick this up and throw it in the bucket. It can sit in our rock garden at home, unless I decide to cut it up I don't know if it's worth cutting up. Anyway, yeah, without further diversion, I'm going to hike way back over to where the truck is with all the spoils off of this hill. And then we'll drive over to where I was yesterday. Okay, so here's the stuff I found yesterday. And over here is the stuff I found so far today. Not too shabby. This would be like a good day in most places getting this stuff. But I think we're going to find some better yet. So I don't think I filmed the finding of all of these. This one, I don't know. That might end up in the rock garden. This one might end up in the rock garden. This might end up in the rock garden. But the rest of these are pretty nice. This piece of banded iron formation right there I found. Jasper, Jasper, Jasper. I think Jasper. Big Jasper. So, yeah. Not too shabby. Yeah, that's banded iron too. So not too shabby. All right, so let me get this stuff put away, and we'll get on the road to where I was yesterday. Okay, I'm parked where I was yesterday, on top of a very high hill, which I'm not going to park here today, and I'll tell you why. But over there, that hill over there, is where I was hunting yesterday, and finding a whole bunch of good stuff. I was driving along, got up to the top of this hill, saw rocks on the side of that hill, and thought that would be a good place to hunt. Way over there. Turned out to be a much longer hike than I thought. Got to go down, up, over this intermediate hill, down, across a creek, and then up there. And then I found out coming back with a bunch of heavy rocks in my bucket that parking on top of the hill was probably not the best idea, because I had to lug those up the hill. So I'm going to go down to a slightly lower elevation up ahead. It'll be a longer walk back, but it'll be a flatter walk. So I think that'll be easier if I'm coming back with a bucket full of rocks this time. So, yeah. All right, so let me get parked, refill my water bottle, empty my bucket, and we will head over there. So I'm still hiking towards where I need to be, and I came across this rock here. It's kind of interesting. I don't think I'm going to collect it, but it's interesting. It's got some interesting colors, some oranges, some reds, some yellows. Some kind of conglomerate, I guess. It's got a very rectangular rock embedded in it. That's kind of neat. So, yeah, I just thought it was neat, but I'm not going to collect it. Let me go see if I can find some really good stuff. Okay, still haven't made it to my hill yet, but that's kind of interesting. That's some pretty jasper. Some neat colors in it. I'll bet that would tumble nicely. So we'll throw that in the bucket and keep walking. Just on the other side of this hill in front of me is the hill I was on yesterday. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Keep walking. With my head down, looking. The typical Rockhounder walk. Head down, looking. Head up every once in a while for a course correction. And keep looking. So this area in front of me right here is the area I was in yesterday. Now I'll look around in the bottom of the creek here. This was all in deep shadow yesterday just before sunset. Hard to see much. And then I was up over there in that area over there where I found most of the good stuff. So I'll look around over there again in the better light and trek around the other side of the hill over there and see what I can see. And I'll also go further along the hill this way, which I did not do yesterday because I just ran out of time and light. I wanted to get back out of this maze of hills while there was still some light so I didn't get lost out here. Okay, so let me cross down into the creek and look and then work my way up the hill and see what we got here in the light of day. Not really finding too much of interest down here in the creek, which I'm surprised about given the number of rocks down here. But even in the light of day, it's pretty shadowy down here in the creek. I might just be missing stuff. I don't know. I have seen a couple of interesting pieces of jasper, but not interesting enough to collect. So let me go look around up there and then we'll start on the hillside and see what we can find. Well, here's our first interesting find in this area. This is either petrified wood or banded jasper that's doing a really good imitation of it. Very colorful though, very colorful. I'll throw that in the bucket. It's small. Not as nice as what I was hoping to find so far, but hey, it's small. So let me keep looking. I'm up on the side of the hill now above the creek, because I wasn't finding much in the creek. But there's a lot of hillside to cover. Boy, there's a lot of hillside here. So this is going to take a while. Let me keep looking. Got something. At first I thought this was just a lump of quartzite, but then I saw the broken off face on it. That's agate. That's agate. That's got transparency to it there. You can see into it. All right, so that's agate. Okay, first agate of the day in the bucket. Let's see if we can find some prettier ones. Over here in the shade of a pine tree. Look at this thing. I don't think it's really Jasper. It looks like it at first, but I could see visible crystals in it in places. So I guess maybe it's quartz with some Jasper hanging out on it. So, kind of interesting. Over here, little pebble of banded iron formation. I'm going to take that just because it's so nicely polished already. You know, this can go in my tumbler in the later stages. It doesn't have to go through rough, I don't think. And this should come out beautiful. I'm not going to bother taking that, even though it's interesting. I'm over here in the shade of this pine tree, and I'm finding stuff in the shade of the tree over here. What's this one? I don't know what this is. Let me see. I guess that's just like some brown jasper. I'm going to leave that and keep looking in this area. See what else I can find. Still over here in the shade of this pine tree, and here's some sea maggot. I don't know whether I want to collect that or not. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll put it up here on top of this hunk of dolomite so I can see it if I decide I want it. But I got a feeling I'm going to find some better stuff if I keep looking. So let me keep looking. Okay, what have we got over here? That looks like more banded iron. Nice. Look how well polished that is. How river tumbled that is. That's beautiful. That's great. Clean it up a little bit more here. Yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. Is that banded iron? You know, that might not be banded iron. That might just be multicolored jasper, because I don't see really the bands of iron oxide in it. That might just be multicolored jasper. Okay. Well, I'll throw it in the bucket for now. If I decide I don't want it, I can always pitch it back out. Keep looking. Okay, this time we've really got banded iron. Yeah, that's banded iron. Oh, it's big. Nice. And again, it's all nicely river tumbled and smoothed out. Yeah, that's beautiful. Nice orange color to it. Most of it's kind of brownish. This stuff's bright orange. Very cool. Yeah, see the bands of magnetite in it. All right, let's go in the bucket. That's neat. All right, I love banded iron when it's been naturally polished by the elements. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All right, keep looking. Okay, this is a crazy find. This is a big solid lump of jasper right here, brick red. It's not quite what I would call lapidary grade. Otherwise, I would hump this big 20-pound monster back to the truck with me. But I don't think it's quite that good a grade of jasper. But wow, that's the biggest lump of jasper I've seen in a long time. Interesting. Yeah, it's a lot of neat rocks on this hill. I could spend the rest of the day here. I think I see something right up here. What is this? That's another piece of river tumbled banded iron. Nice. That's going in the bucket. And what's this? That's some weird multicolored, I don't know, jasperish stuff, but it's not very good quality. It's all broken up, fissured. I'm going to leave that. But wow, there's a lot of good rocks on this hill. Keep looking. And a little further up the hill, and here's another piece. Banded iron. Wow. I'm finding it up here today. What's over here? It looks like some butterscotch jasper. Yeah. That's what that is. I'm going to leave that. I've collected a lot of Jasper so far. It's got to be spectacular to go in the bucket now, because I'm just getting too much of it. All right. We keep scouring this hillside. Oh, there's a lot of rocks in front of me. Oh, there's a lot of rocks in front of me. What do we got hiding back here behind this bush? This looks like more agate. That is agate. You clean it off a bit. Get the dirt off of it. Yeah. It's got algae all over it too, but it's agate. Look at that. Yeah. Not the prettiest agate I've ever seen, but hey, we're finding some agates out here today. All right. On the right hill. Well, look at this. Just sitting up proud all by itself on top of a chunk of dolomite. Look at that. That's some very pretty banded iron right there. Oh yeah, it's got all kinds of bands and veins in it. Wow, that is just gorgeous. And all river tumbled and nice. Beautiful. That rock wanted me to find it. It was right out in the open. All right. Your wish is my command. You just went in the bucket. Wow, this is a good area. What's this right over here? This looks like more. Yeah, this is more banded iron. Kind of purplish. I don't know. I'll think about it. Well, what the heck? In the bucket. What the heck? Not as nice as the others I got, but in the bucket. And then right up slope, this looks like a great big chunk of Jasper. Yeah, sort of brownish orange Jasper. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. I don't know, I gotta be kind of selective. I got a lot of Jasper. What's this? That's more, is that Jasper? That's banded iron, but it's small. I'm gonna leave that. I don't know. I'll put this in a prominent place. If I decide I want it, maybe I can find it again. Check out this piece of banded iron. Wow, that's got, even before I wet it down, I could see that crazy pattern in the sun. Very cool. That's a keeper. All right. I'm surprised I'm not finding more petrified wood. I found that big log out here yesterday, but so far that's the only piece of petrified wood I've seen on this hill. Huh. I guess I lucked out. Nobody else ever collected that. All right, let me keep looking. Oh, there are a lot of cool rocks out here that I know my wife would want for our rock garden, but I'm not hauling this big thing out with my size 13 next to it for comparison purposes. But that is a pretty piece of quartz or quartzite. Very pretty. I have to bring her out here someday. What's over here? What is this? Banded iron. Got another piece. But yeah, I'll bring my wife out here someday. And she can collect stuff for the rock garden to her heart's content. And she can carry it out in her bucket. Yeah. Anyway, this one's going in my bucket. And just a couple of feet away. Oh, a colorful piece of banded iron. I see some yellows and some reds in there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's definitely a keeper. Oh yeah, that's very pretty. Very pretty. Okay, keeper. Another chunk of banded iron. I am finding so much of this stuff on this hill that I've actually thrown back about 2/3 of the pieces I'm finding now. But this one I would say is definitely a keeper. It's got some great color to it. It's well rounded already. It's beautiful. So that's a keeper. But there's a lot of banded iron on this hill, and most of it is really nicely river tumbled and just gorgeous. So here's a kind of interesting rock. Looks like a piece of mustard jasper. It's like a guitar pick. Maybe a little bigger, but still. It's like the perfect shape for a guitar pick. Got any rockhounds out there who play the guitar? Want a mustard jasper guitar pick? Leave me a comment. I think I'm going to throw it in the bucket. It could become yours. Another piece of banded iron. It's small, but will you look at the colors in that? Holy cow. That's crazy cool. All right, that's going in the bucket. Yep. All right. Still haven't found any petrified wood. I'm kind of operating on the principle of speak of the devil and he will appear. So I'm going to keep talking about petrified wood, and maybe some will show up. But instead, what shows up is some more wicked colorful banded iron over here. Now it's a small piece. I was hoping it was bigger. But yeah, that's pretty. If I can get my water bottle working here. Yeah. That's some super colorful stuff. Wow. I'm liking that. Wow. In a bucket. All right. Keep looking. Maybe some petrified wood will appear. All right. I don't know how many times over the years this has happened to me, okay? I've walked quite a ways along this hillside. I get over here to this one spot, and there's just crazy good rocks everywhere. I've already picked up a couple of nice pieces of banded iron and threw them in the bucket. Up here's another nice piece of banded iron. Up there. Oh yeah, look at the crazy patterns on that. There's some brownish orange Jasper down here. It looks pretty nice, but I think I'm going to leave it because I've got a lot of Jasper already. And then there's this. What in the world? Ugh. Let me take a quick look at this. Interesting. Wash the back of it off here. Interesting, but I don't think it's a keeper. I was hoping it was more of that agate like I found yesterday. And up here, something very red. Let's wash it off. This looks like some very red Jasper here. So, yeah, just this one area. And then what is this up here? Huh. I don't know what that is. It's different. I don't know if it's worth collecting, but it's different. It's colorful. Yeah, so just in this one area right here. There's a couple more pieces of little banded iron. They're too small to collect. Who knows? Did I set my bucket on anything good? No, it doesn't look like it. But yeah, right here in this one little area, just dozens of rocks that look cool after walking for the longest time without seeing much of anything. Weird how that happens. It happens every time I do rock hounding. I'll walk and walk and walk and not find anything interesting and get to a spot where every rock looks good. In fact, here's another piece of banded iron right down here. Look at that. Very nice. Running low on water. I'm just going to throw that right in the bucket rather than wash the mud off of it. Okay, so we can look around this area some more, see what I can find. Hey, would you look at this? I guess all this muttering about petrified wood might have just paid off. Oh, that's a big piece. Wow, that's big. Holy cow. Yeah, look at that. All right. This hill has the big stuff on it if you can find it. Wow. Yeah. Very nice. I'm definitely coming back here again. I'll bring my wife too. She'll love it. Yeah, look at that. Look at that chunk of wood. Or used to be wood. Now it's rock. Wow. It's heavy too. Ooh, that is heavy. Wow. All right. That's a nice find. That's a lot of petrified wood. Oh, my bucket's getting heavy. My bucket's getting heavy. What's over here? That's not petrified wood. All right, I'm going to look around in this area a little bit and then probably call it because it's getting close on noon. I got a long walk back to the truck. I'm almost out of water, both for spraying and for drinking. And bucket's getting heavy. Plus, I got about a 3.5 hour drive today, and I'd like to arrive home before it gets dark. But I'm going to look around just a little bit more. I'll show you anything interesting I find. Oh, I'm a lucky boy today. About 5 feet upslope from where I found the last piece. There's another big honking piece of petrified wood. Holy cow! That's 8 to 10 pounds petrified wood right there. This is one heavy bucket. Okay, I'm calling it quits and heading out. Yeah, I got a long hike back to the truck with a heavy bucket and not much drinking water left. When I get there, I'll lay this stuff out, wet it down, and give you a look at today's finds. What's over here? Nah, that's nothing. Okay. But of course, I'm going to hunt my way back to the truck. Head down, looking. And we'll see if I find anything else along the way. All right, so how did we do today? Not too bad, I'd say. We got a lot of banded iron. Got some interesting jaspers. Some of it I didn't even film me picking up. I mean, I picked up a lot of banded iron. I didn't bother filming. Like I said, I threw back about 2/3 of it. Found some interesting jaspers. Some of it didn't get filmed. Got 2 agates over here. So that's not too bad. Let's look at the petrified wood end of it. Well, this is the one I found yesterday. This is the one I found today. And this is another one I found today. Although I think I'm going to leave this one behind just because it is not very pretty. To the uninitiated, it doesn't even look like petrified wood. And I found several other pieces walking back that looked like this. They were so weathered that they didn't really even look like wood anymore. So I think I'm going to leave this one behind. I'm kind of sorry I even carried it back up to the truck with me because it is a heavy honker. But these 2 are really nice pieces. I mean, you can tell they're wood. No doubt about it. I don't know, if I cut into it, it might be interesting, but nah. I'm not going to mail that thing home. It's too heavy. And then here's all the stuff I found earlier today, and some of it I found yesterday. So altogether, wow, this has been a really successful trip out here. And I'll tell you what, I've only looked at like 3 or 4 hillsides. 3 or 4 hillsides out of this huge area. I mean, I haven't even been over there. There's rocks all over the place over there. But I'm just running out of time. So, you know, me and my wife, we could probably spend the rest of our lives just hunting this area. I've barely scratched the surface out here in 2 days. And it goes on that way for miles, all these hills. So this is a good spot. We'll be back, definitely. So I hope you found this rock hunting adventure in southeastern Wyoming interesting, educational, informative, inspirational, whatever. Give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to see my future rock hunting and lapidary videos, rock tumbling videos, and whatnot. There'll be lots of them coming out down the pike, so subscribe. And thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.